Hi people, today we're going to be talking about The First Sister by Linden A. Lewis, and I have to say that this is the second time that I'm reading this book. I wanted to do this reread as I intend to finish the trilogy, and I wanted to have everything fresh in my mind when I delve into, into the last book and all of that. And yeah, it's a very good thing that I did because there were some things that I had forgotten about this book. And yeah, it was like, for me, it was very good to freshen up things up. So yeah, where to begin? We're going to have like very big influences from The Expanse and from The Handmaid's Tale in this book. And also it's like a lot of queerness, which I love. And yeah, the review is going to be spoiler-free. And yeah, I don't know where to begin. We're going to have different narrators. We're going to be meeting with the first sister. And the first sister comes from this kind of society, organization, sect, I don't know how to describe it, where you have aunts, and aunts kind of teach girls to act in certain way. First, the sisters are women who devote themselves to listening to what other people have to tell them, like, they listen to the plights of soldiers, they unburden themselves on the sisters, and they know that their secrets will be safe with the sisters because they cannot speak. When they enter the sisterhood, they lose their voice, and also they are forbidden from writing and communicating in any way with outsiders, because between them they use like hand signal kind of thing. But yeah, and if losing their voice and kind of being indoctrinated into the ways of the sisterhood, they also have to offer their own bodies to those soldiers. It doesn't matter if they're males or females. There's also like the cousins that were more or less like the sisters but being males. They're hinted in this book, but like we are not going to be seeing a cousin. We're going to be seeing more of the sisterhood. And yeah, this idea of having this group of women who enter this sisterhood and are used physically, and also they have no voice, and they sell it like this way you cannot betray the secrets that are given onto you in confession, but it's also like you cannot speak of the atrocities that are done to you, and also it's like you don't have any way of communicating with people from outside because you only use hand signals between members of the sisterhood. And some of those girls are like, they really believe that what they are doing is what is expected of them. We are going to be following this first sister and a variety of choices she's going to be doing in order to to persevere and have more quality of life, so to speak. We are also going to be following another character who's called Lito. Lito is a warrior. He's kind of fallen in this race, so to speak, because there was this big battle in cities and they lost, and he lost his partner, and he's kind of being demoted into, from going to war to teaching soldiers. And he is now offered a new mission in which he has to do something and also look for his previous partner and kill them, because it looks like they did something awful, they turned traitors. So yeah, I mean, there is a lot of things of unpacking here. The relationship between these two warriors is amazing because they have like this neural communication. You have to read the book to learn what I'm talking about, but they are like mentally linked. So it's like a band of brothers, but very unique. They know how the other feel, how the other, they can kind of communicate, but not like verbally, but you can send like waves of be quiet or be alert or something like that. It's like the physical awareness of where the other is, and also the psychic awareness of what the other is feeling, and it's like a very intimate bonding. So Lito finds that having hero turn traitor, it's something that they won't do, and he is coming into terms about what is being asked of him about killing his partner and whether or not he has to do that, and and how he feels about it. And also we are going to have like a third narrator that's going to be Hiro. He's going to be introduced to us in these playbacks. It seems like Hiro manages to send this recording device to Lito, and in that recording device he explains, they explain what they did, the things that they did, why they turned traitor, and they try to tell their story of what really happened. And it's all narrated in a way that when you enter the action, you're kind of in the middle of it, but with these playbacks from Hiro and remembrances from Lito and other characters, you began to feel into situation and understand the moment in which you are now. Also, it might look, or it might, for me, at least at the beginning, it seemed like the book was a bit slowly moving, but I think it makes sense because at the very beginning it has to present you the situations in which humanity and not humanity, because we have the Asters, which I love, and if you have read the Expanse or seen the TV series, the Asters are very much like the Belders for me. But yeah, you're going to be introduced to this world in which Heart has been allied with Mars, and you're going to have series, and you're going to have different organizations, Ikari, and at the very beginning of the book, it's like putting you into situation about who the factions are, how they work, and how the story has evolved, and the different things that have happened when humanity left Earth, and why, and the different relationships that evolve, and the different wars between people, because humans are like, it seems like, yeah, it's something that also got explored in the Expanse about this. Sadly, this need for humanity to fight among themselves. So yeah, there's going to be lots of things to unpack in this book. I mean, I think that I'm not making justice in this summary because there is so many things that I want to say, but I don't want to spoil anything. But it's amazing. I did love the world building about having this humanity constructing like new worlds, new horizons, and how it affected the different relationships with different planets and different humans on it, and the alliances and the wars and everything on it. I did love this idea of the Sisterhood, which kind of reminds me of the Handmaid's Tale, in which the girls have to be available, but not only to hear the problems of others, but also, be physically available whether they want or not. And this thing that they have lost their voice, the fact that they cannot express themselves and, denounce the situation in which they are, and they're like kind of brainwashed when they enter this society, and there's lots of things to learn about it. And the fact that we have different characters who are completely queer, which I love. We are going to have, even the first sister is going to be able to fall in love with guys and fall in love with girls, and it's like the most normal thing in the world, because it's the most normal thing in the world. Hero is a character who's at them, they, which I love, and there's some things that are done to this character that are really hurtful and really touches you when you discover those things. And also I love how Lito loves the character of Hero, how for him he's like this, it's more than a brother, it's more like a partner, it's someone that he loves, it's a friend, it's like this very special relationship that they have. And I also love the characters of the Asters. The Asters, it's Homo sapiens asteroid, I think it was called, because those are the people who went to live on site, like the Belters, and they experimented like these body changes, and they are seen like as lesser than, and it's like they can be experimented, they can be shown, they can be treated like shit, but yeah. And I love that that we're going to have this society, and it's going to make you think a lot about the ways in which people who are different are treated, even in nowadays society. And they're going to be posing very interesting questions that our main characters are going to be facing about whether or not it's right the way in which these people are treated, and whether or not, if you are unaware of a situation, if you're being silent about something that you are seeing, I mean, is it right if you don't know? Is it right if you don't want to involve yourself? Is it right that others are treated as shit just because they are different? And obviously the answer is no, but I love how these characters are going to be confronting themselves and the things that they have been taught all their lives about different people and different realities. And yeah, I love this book so much. I mean, the story is amazing, the characters are very sound, they are very unique in the way that they're created and the way in which they act and react and everything. I love the plot of the story. I love all the food for thought that you are going to be finding underlying the main story about how we treat those who are different, how people in power are able to buy government and societies and manipulate people around them, about dysfunctional families, about being afraid since you're a kid and wanting to find your own place in the world and being accepted for who you are and, you know, being able to express yourself freely. Yeah, I mean, having lost your voice and not being able to express how much you are suffering and wanting to change the world, about stupid wars that are just, you know, played by people in power who lose nothing and move everyone like puppeteers, and rebellion, and about, you know, being able to defend the things that you think that are right and you feel them, and the queerness. I love to have characters who are able to express themselves freely in a society that is more or less able to send them. I say more or less because Hiro's case, it was something that, yeah, for me it was like very like, what? But I did love what I'm not going to say what happens to Hiro, but I did love what the author did, because it makes you think, it makes you see the story from the other side and being able to be inside their head and understand. I don't know how she did it, but it really, that, at least for me, it resonated a lot with me, and in the way that it was like very scary is not the word, but now I don't know which word I will use, but it was very, you know, to read it from their point of view and understand it and saying, okay, I get it, and I'm sad and I'm hungry and I want to rage with you, you know. Yeah, pick this one up if you like something different, like sci-fi with with a lot of power, main characters who kick ass, and a story which is completely amazing and mind-blowing. So thank you for watching me, and I'm sorry because I didn't do justice to this book. It's much more than whatever I say in this very long ass review. So thank you for watching. Bye.